Episode of the Everblack Podcast is brought to you by Death Wish Hot Rods and Customs. Check out their Instagram for all their new t-shirts, caps, beanies, cups, and the all-new Atomic Death lineup. Good, mate. How are you?
I'm doing good. Beside, being a little bit sleepy because I'm not used to mornings that much.
What time?
No, it's not early. Now it's 11, but I've been doing interviews for a few hours now. And I have this, so it's all good.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I've got this, but it's just water.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that you're also one of my people.
Yes, that's why when she said you guys are gonna geek out, I was like, what? And then I saw him and I was like, okay.
Yeah. So I got my Motu stuff. I've got whole bunch of stuff. Ghostbusters.
Yeah, me too. I mean, there was something here, but just a teeny tiny, from Diablo, Gremlins, video games, Doom.
Oh, it's
stuff.
All the good things in life.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
That's something I actually wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
Was when it comes to that stuff and metal.
Yeah.
Where did it start for you? Obviously not, did the pop culture stuff come early on in childhood?
Well, for us, it was since we were younger. They would play a lot of anime on TV and a lot of cartoons of robots, of Japanese robots. So the attention started when we were young kids. Then growing up, there have been more and more conventions in Italy, and things became luckily less underground. So we had more chances, to buy comics or to be able to order stuff from Japan or from the rest of the world. And now especially with COVID, when people was at home doing nothing, forced to do nothing, the all nerd world exploded, which I'm very happy about. And I was happy, in between all the sadness, to be able to play more video games, to be able, to start Twitch, to be able to build stuff, to be able to buy very important items.
Yeah, I know that one. I know that I went a little.
Yeah, but I love to be surrounded by chaos. I like it a lot. I know some people don't understand it. I know some people think that it's childish, but they don't really realize how many adults are working behind things that they think they're childish. I mean, because they don't know anything about it.
Oh, 100%. 100%. It's for this, for instance, I don't know if you've seen this yet, but this is the reissue of the NECA RoboCop.
This is so cool. Yeah, NECA makes great stuff.
And his the holster comes out and stuff. Yeah, I'm 40 years old.
I'm 50 and whatever.
Mate, that's it. And it's I guess it might have been the thing with you as well, where I don't know if you went childhood and then you gave it all up for a while, and then later in life you went back and bought all the things that you wish you had. Yeah,
well, I did it for a short period with video games, because being on tour all the times didn't allow me to play video games as much as I wanted to. We had some consoles on some buses, but to be honest, when I'm on tour, I want to live, because as much as I love toys, I love human connection. I love to go out. I love to go out for restaurants. I love to walk and look at the cities. So I left the video game world for a while. Obviously came back in full force, but even more than before, and I'm happy about that. But I still wish I had at least 48 hours a day to be able to do what I like, and I have to choose, which tears me apart. But
it's all about the balance, hey? That's it. That's it. You're twitching and jamming. You're living the absolute dream. And you mentioned about going out and meeting people and playing shows and all that. So, of course, bit of a segue. you're going to be coming down here this December.
Yes.
Mate, I know so many people, including myself, that are so damn keen to finally see you down here again. It's been a little
Thank
while. I
you.
think it was Soundwave. I think it was the last one.
I think Soundwave was the last time because we came there for Gigant Tour as well, but I can't put together the pieces. It's been a while. We were ready to come back to Australia in 2020, but obviously COVID ruined the plans. And we are so very excited to come back for Good Things Festival with such an awesome, package of bands. So it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. I can't wait.
And of course, the lineup is just absolutely stacked. Of course, yourselves, you got Jinjer, Soulfly, Sabaton, Gojira, Deftones. Man, it just
Bring Me Your Eyes, and yes.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yep.
Mate, it's massive. And we haven't had anything like that for a little while. So it's important. It's a big, significant moment for us.
It is, and I was talking like a few minutes ago with another Australian journalist that was saying that it's important for you guys, to see that everything is really restarting again, and some European bands are coming to you, and we are feeling the same. To see that everything restarted gives us, the best of the feelings, because until things are taken from you, you don't realize how important they are. And now, I'm enjoying every single moment, every single travel, every single bite of local food, every single thing I do, related to music and life, with a different taste in my mouth, because I know that it's not granted anymore, that I should enjoy every second. And I can tell. We just finished a North American tour, and I can see the faces of the crowd because I'm very attentive, even if I'm performing, and I'm in my own zone, I look at whoever is coming to the shows, and I see happy faces. I see people that are willing to drop every last little bit of sweat on the floor because they want to enjoy every single concert. It's great. It's a great feeling. I'm so happy that everything is back.
Yeah, me too. But how's it been bumping into, the old crew, the old, the other bands? You've done a few festivals and stuff of late too, like bumping into the bands, and it's like old friends.
It was strange at first because everybody had the feeling, at first it's just like, is it really happening? Do I have to wear a mask? What is going on? It was the strangest feeling, especially the very first gigs we played. It was very strange. We played the very first tour after COVID in April. And in the States, nobody was wearing a mask, and we were coming, from Italy with all our masks and going around, and everybody was looking at us just like, guys, relax. And we were like, what's going on? It's all different here. Oh my God, I have to go to a stage. It took a while to go back to normal state of mind.
Yeah. Who's the first band that you sort of bumped into that you were like, are you real? Are you alive? Are you here?
Well, I think it was Apocalyptica when we did the tour in the States.
Wow.
That was the first tour. I mean, we met other members of bands, but when we were like in Italy, I probably met someone else, but there were not other concerts. No. I think Apocalyptica. I'm not sure. But obviously, I'm in touch with other musicians. No, I didn't see them in person though.
Wow. Man, it would have been such a trip. And of course, you recently announced the reimagining of Comalies for its 20th anniversary, which, man, that album is so super important to me. Like, I could go on, but such a
for us as well. That's why it was very important for us to treat it the way it deserves, because it's the record that connected so many people, that took Lacuna Coil to the level of like, okay, we can travel the world, we can play our music, and this is going to become our job. So for us is a record that, it's probably the most important in our career. And it was very stressful as a project, for the songwriting, because it is really hard to touch Ollie grounds, because those were songs that everybody knew and everybody loved.
Yes.
So we had to recreate them in a way that they could sound modern but keep in the same vibe. And it was way more difficult than playing a completely new record, because when you release something new, you put it out and you just wait for an opinion, but it's something new. You like it, you don't like it, but it's new. Nobody can say anything about it. Nobody can compare that to the same song made 20 years ago. But I'm extremely happy because I can tell that the reactions were incredible. We played 4 songs during the last tour that we did, and the reactions were ecstatic. And you don't get those reactions when you play something new usually, because people need time to figure out the song. Right. I don't know if I like it. I have to think about it. Who knows? And everybody went nuts. Like, we talked to a lot of old school fans, and we actually let them listen to the songs prior to prior playing the songs live and prior to the record, because we wanted to test with some very old school fans of the band. We wanted to test the reaction, and some of them cried in a good way, though. Not because they thought that it sucked, but they were like, how did you guys do it? And I was like, okay, I take it as a compliment.
Yeah, it sounds huge. Like, I'm
very happy because I think this is the perfect celebration, doing something new, bringing back what happened in the past and bringing the good things of a record that brought together so many people at the same time.
Oh, absolutely. And bands, when they do the anniversary thing, they'll either do the vinyl reissue, or they'll
reissue, remaster it, and remastering, repackaging. This is definitely not a remaster. This is a brand new record somehow.
So good. And it's I love what you guys have done with it. And as I said before, because it's a very special record for me. And
thank you. We don't want to wipe away the original one. We have decided, now I don't know which edition is going to be, because obviously there will be different editions as usual. We included the old one as well, so you will have the new and the one together. It's a joining forces, not like, okay, this is gonna fight the other.
That's very clever.
Yeah,
very clever.
It's like taking Comalies, dust it off, put a better clothes, and just like
new engine.
You can go on for other 20 years now.
Same car, new engine. There you go. But you're going to be performing it live. How's it been preparing for that, though, with all maybe dusting off some of those older songs that you haven't played in so long?
No, well, we are rehearsing. There are some songs that we never played before. We've been in the rehearsal room in these days. Obviously, today I can't be there because we are doing interviews. Andrea and I are doing interviews, but like tomorrow we'll meet again, and we'll rehearse up until Come Alive. That's 9 days.
Every day. How many
9 days? No, not every day. Not every day, but let's say every other day, whenever we can. Usually we take the weekend off, but I think that like Monday, maybe next week is going to be more intense.
How many hours?
Maybe we do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Then we have a meet and greet the day before the concert on the 15th. So maybe the day before we'll rehearse. We'll see.
But
it's good. It's good. It might sound tiring, but it kind of tighten up the band, and you kind of warm up the voice as well.
That's the way to do it. I love jamming. I love I can go to hours and hours, and your voice though. You're like,
I love it because we're always having a lot of fun. Of course we do it professionally when it comes to music, but about the rest, we joke a lot. I always do little silly dances. We take coffee breaks. So it's a great day. To spend together. And I cannot call it work. I am extremely privileged.
It's the hang. It's the hang with your mates. That's what it's about.
Yes. I feel really lucky because I heard that so many bands are just like, meeting up just because they have to be on tour, or they are separate, or they want separate rooms or separate buses. For me, it's mandatory to spend as much time as I can with them. And this last tour, due to the lack of buses, because you can't find buses in Europe and the States, it's hell. We did it with separate vans, going from one gig to another. And it was awful because we would arrive, in the venue in the evening, and we wouldn't see, the crew. It was like, ugh, I like the camaraderie that comes with touring. I want to spend time with them. I want to say, hey, good night, open the curtain of my bunk and close, and meet the morning after, for the coffee together. I miss this.
Of course, I mean, you released a book, with all your memories, nothing stands in our way, with a visual history. That must be pretty cool to go back through all those years with all your memories with those dudes, and all the shenanigans, things you got up to.
And I mean, there's a lot of things that we couldn't talk about in the book. But
like what?
But and it's also surprising how many things you forget along the way. And just talking about it, and with the journalist maybe picking up from Andrea's interviews, would tell me, Andrea told me about this episode, and I would be like, oh wow, I forgot about that, and this also happened. And then Maki we picked up from my interview. It was great to connect all the memories, because there were so many things that I completely forgot. Especially because when we started, there were no smartphones. There were, regular cameras. So it was really hard to retrieve even pictures from that period. Either because a lot of pictures we had were from fans, so we didn't even know who they were to ask them the permission to publish the pictures, or they were lost in some phones that we don't even own anymore, or they were so pixeled because the quality sucked so bad that it was not possible to publish. But it was a great way to remember that we did so many things. Sometimes I forget that we did so many things in those years, and it feels like 20 years went by in the blink of an eye.
It feels like that.
Sometimes I'm like, I have to pinch myself. I was like, did I do that? When did I do that? I'm only 25.
What's your favorite memory from that book? When you open it up, what's that one thing that sticks out to you that really gets you?
I like to read about the past because I always want to remember how it started. I don't think we arrived. When I talk to people and they're just like, oh my God, you're Cristina Scabbia from Lacuna Coil. You did so much for me. Oh my God. And talk about me like a legendary creature, it embarrasses me, because sometimes I don't realize how important our music was for so many people without even knowing it. I sometimes don't realize how strong the bond in between many fans became thanks to our music, which is something that we did because we love to write, we love to sing and perform. And it was just the old book was, I don't know, was somehow hopeful, and I hope that whoever reads it understands the importance of respecting each other, working hard, not finding any shortcuts, and most of all, that even the no's can make you grow as a person, that every failure will bring to something even more spectacular and bigger and better. Because of course, we included also the moments in which, we received a lot of no from people that probably are regretting it right now, but it made us stronger. It made us like wonder, okay, what we did wrong, what can we improve, how can we do this better, instead of just like, crying, sitting on the floor and just like, okay, I'm not going to do it again. We insisted it, and that's what led us to our path.
And here you are now. And I mean, as I said before, you know, I remember when you really hit the scene down here. Well, a little bit before, my best friend actually introduced me to, he's like, you got to hear this band, man. I was like, what?
You gotta hear.
This band, man. I got this album, LP Comalies, and I was like, what is it? And it was he got on CD, and it was just incredible. And then I just remember how much of an impact you kicked down doors for so many people and influenced so many bands, and especially a lot of female musicians that I know. You know, you trailblazing, mate. Like it was such a cool thing to say. I know you said you get a bit embarrassed, but you know,
I mean, it embarrasses me in a good way. You know,
Yeah,
it's a great compliment. It's a great compliment. But it is true. When we started, there were not so many bands. In Europe, it was a little bit more common, but there was no internet, so there was no way, you know, to tell the world like, hey, those things are existing, you know, in the rest of the world as well. And I'm so happy that everything became normal now. Now it's normal. Hey, I have a lady in the band, you know, I have a female singer, I have a female bass player, I have a female drummer, and now everything is normal, as it should be, because music has no sexual division. It's just like music is for everybody.
Absolutely. And I love all, you know, obviously you're getting the TikTok videos and things like that where you're seeing just, well, both male and female just shredding and getting into it and doing their little covers and stuff. But you also have hosted on The Voice as well.
Yes, I was one of the judges in 2018.
Yeah.
That was the weirdest thing when they asked me to do it, because Italy is definitely not a metal country.
Really?
Italy is all about traditional Italian music. It's all about trap, rap music, Italian one, some electronic dance music, you know, the typical big acts that are coming from abroad, but definitely not metal. It's still very conservative. I'm speaking about the mainstream. A lot of people still think that distorted guitars are something that it's too noisy.
Yeah.
I hope that things will change, because as I like to remember, ages ago when I was already listening to rap, everybody was looking at me like I was a crazy person. You know, I was already listening to Run DMC, Ice-T, or Beastie Boys, and everybody was like, what are you listening to? And I'm like, because my brother is 10 years older than I am, and he was listening to this type of music. So I got interested in listening to it and brought it to school. So now that rap is mainstream, is pretty much the same thing that it was hated and not understood ages ago. So I really hope that metal will arrive to that point in which will be respected as any other musical genres, as it is in places like in the States or Germany, for example.
Yeah. I mean, down here, it's a struggle. You know, we've got a strong scene, but the mainstream, they just don't know.
The mainstream is still reluctant, because it's kind of like, I don't know, they look like, you know, evil guys. They look like bad people.
Look at us.
Too loud for me. And it's like, you're going to rave, dude.
Yeah,
if you go to raves, you can't say that metal is too loud. Your ears are gonna collapse. But that is good music.
That's it. And here we are. We're like the nicest people on the planet.
But absolutely. If they only knew. I mean, all the softest heart people, the sweetest humans, I met them in metal. So
that's it. The death metal dudes are the sweetest dudes. Yeah. Don't write me that stuff. I had one last question for you.
Yes.
This is something that's been bugging me for a long time. I read an interview many, like 2 decades ago, I think it was.
Yeah.
That I think it was a song 119. From is that about Monty Burns? Was that the one?
I can't tell you about that.
Oh,
I can't tell you about that, Minnie.
I can't remember what it was, and I remember reading an interview, and it was like, "Oh, this song is about or something."
119. No, we never revealed.
Really?
Why. No, never
was the one?
Never will.
Which was the song? You wrote a song about Monty Burns, though, didn't you?
No. It's no. What's
No,
Monty Burns?
Mr. Burns from The Simpsons.
No. That's another story. We named some of the working titles for one of those records. Maybe it was Comalies, I don't remember. Were named like The Simpsons, but they were working titles because we didn't know the title. So we started, okay, like Homer, Mr. Burns, with Marge. Every song had but the title 119 was titled 119 for a specific reason, but we never revealed why.
I see. Okay, because I knew I had it mixed up somewhere, and
But Mr. Burns, yes, it was one of the working titles. It was a good one, though.
See, that's a deep cut. That's how long I've been listening. See, old school fan. But mate, is there a new album on the way? There has to be. Come on,
We are writing new stuff. For now, we want to focus on Comalies XX that we are treating as a new album because it really was, for all it meant to us and for the process. But of course, in the meantime, we are writing new stuff. We already have like 4 or 5 songs not recorded, just demoed. But of course, next year, we're going to be focusing on a new record as well.
Awesome. I'm so excited for everything you have coming up.
Me too. I think that especially after COVID, Comalies XX was the perfect way to start with the right excitement without carrying the negativity from COVID. Yep. We didn't want to write a complete new record during COVID because we didn't really want to carry that bad vibe with us. So Comalies XX is the perfect way, to restart with excitement, with new challenges. And we feel so refreshed. I don't know how to say, but refresh is probably the right term. I feel so much energy and so ready to throw it in Comalies XX and the future.
It's exciting. And I'm excited to see you in Brisbane at Good Things Festival. I'll be there up the front singing along and screaming and crying and doing all the
Thank you. I can't wait. Counting the days for real.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be, wait till you hit you hit that tarmac, and then we'll have all the beers and everything ready for you guys, of course. And we'll have all the links down here. Cristina, take care. And this was amazing.
Thank you for the opportunity. And thanks everybody for watching, listening.
And here's to us metal nerds. Yeah.